Muskellunge, which roughly translates to the great fish, can swim up to 30 miles an hour in a short burst to catch their prey. Combine that with a mouth full of razor-sharp teeth, and there's almost nothing in or near the water that doesn't fear a muskie, with the exception of the musky fisherman. A musky fisherman craves that 30-mile-per-hour burst of energy much like an alcoholic craves another drink. Which is why when I got the invite from Beau with Natives Fly Shop to be a part of the Broski Bash, a 3-day weekend camping and fishing with some hardcore musky fly fishermen, I wasn't about to turn it down. Welcome back to the muskie hunt. On day 1 of the 3-day muskie fishing trip, I was once again fishing with Frank, who I was with when I boated my 49-inch muskie last year and who I watched catch a 52-inch muskie. Both of those fish were caught almost a year ago to the day, so expectations were high. I was also fishing with Elliot, who was Frank's buddy and who I had not met until that morning. But with well over a decade of muskie fishing experience and 3 or 4 boxes filled with flies, I knew he was going to be a fun guy to fish with. I should. They said that for pike, they do double streamer rigs.
I was gonna say, pike are gonna eat freaking.
Yeah, pike. I've never had a pike like come out naughty.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. But I've always just as like a funny thing to try. He said something like.
You got 2 streamers.
He said you put like the streamer up front's smaller, the streamer in the back's bigger, and it looks like a fish chasing a fish. Yeah.
Have you seen that good speed guy? He's a tuber. He's a weird dude. He fishes a fly with like a little fly up front.
Yeah. That's why I think that's what I'm talking about. Maybe. It's just something different. And I was thinking at first I was like, that's dumb, and then I was like, I bet no one's ever thrown that first. See, I've never even done it with trout, but.
I've seen trout.
Oh yeah, I got one. That's a little fish. Dude, it's a giant, boy.
That's a good fish, bud.
That's a good one.
Don't you lose it. Don't you lose it. Don't you lose it.
Well. That's a
fish.
freaking
It's
giant,
a fish,
dude. Oh, that's funny.
That is funny.
I saw it come up and I was like, is that a bass?
Hey, it's a fish.
Oh! It's like I'm trout fishing, dude. Ho ho ho! All right, buddy. See ya.
Oh, sick.
Gotta put the rain jacket on. Oh yeah, baby.
That's that big old back frame.
Yes, sir. You think this fly's bright enough or no?
I like it.
They're definitely gonna see it.
No flash out the back. My body flash. No flash out the back. That looks good though.
Swims well.
Hard enough to just swim again.
Oh God, did you see that?
That was sick, dude.
That was the craziest.
That was sick.
Dude, that might be, you know,
Sick.
look how pretty he is.
Pretty.
Whoa. Here.
Sick.
That is,
That was cool.
that eat was so sick, wasn't it?
Watch that.
Do you think I'm at 30 inches yet, or?
This is even.
Remember how I said I caught the smallest muskie yet?
That's awesome.
That might be even
Dude,
smaller.
that thing smoked the side of that fly.
Yeah, this is the biggest fly I've thrown all day today too, by the way. Isn't that funny? Yeah. Let's see what this thing, I don't think he's probably even hooked that well. It's just the back fly, or back, look how pretty he is though.
That is a pretty fish.
Can I have that fly or what? Just gave him a little nose piercing. Literally. Oh, and he took one of my feathers. You son of a, look at that.
You got a feather.
Where's my phone? That's just incredible. That didn't even, that, can you, relax, buddy. Relax, relax. I know. Whoa, 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 whoa. You ever seen, that's got it, what is that? It's a year, probably a year old muskie.
You look like you're holding a freaking foot-long Subway.
A trout, maybe? Thanks, buddy. Sorry for messing with you. Hilariously, I had been catching bigger muskie fishing some of the smaller creeks this year than I was on that larger river, which isn't normally the case. But it was cool to see those young muskie because it means they've been having some successful spawns. Here in about 20 years, those muskie will be the giants we'll be on the hunt for. Elliot ended up catching a muskie that was 36 inches after a masterclass in figure 8 technique, but that was it for the day. I mean, we saw a few other muskie, but none committed. Either way, it was a super fun day on the water, and I had fun fishing with Frank again and meeting Elliot for the first time. Alright guys, what's up? So this is day 2 of the little muskie camp. It rained a bunch last night. Me and Scott are at this creek. We're gonna be trying to creek fish because a lot of the rivers are kind of bumping high now. And even these creeks right now are currently raising and getting muddier as I speak. So without further ado, we're gonna get these kayaks in the water and we're gonna fish along such of this creek and see how many muskie we can put on the board today. Maybe something bigger than the 20 inchers that I was catching yesterday. So Scott is someone I don't believe has been on this channel yet, but we've musky fished together several times in the past year or so, and honestly, he's one of my favorite guys to fish with. It's nice to have someone else with a kayak that's just as crazy as you are and willing to do some hardcore backwoods floats without any clear put in or take out. These floats can be grueling, and there's no guarantee that you'll catch a fish, or that you won't have to drag your kayak around 1 or 2 down trees. It worked. Let's see how far we can go without having to get out of the kayak. Well, this is the first one we're gonna have to actually get out of the water for. Yep, I'd say you're right. I did not bring the chainsaw. Hey, I will tell you one thing. I said I didn't want to get out of the kayak once today, and I've already broken that. It took, what, 100 yards, 200 yards? Wow. Hey, the muskie's probably behind that log there, buddy. Get off the bank! Get off the bank! Boom! All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're in the musky world. You ain't wrong. Wind's pushing me right down the tree now. Gone apparently. It was in the net. It was in at the very beginning of the day, but I don't know if I actually put it in the water with the net on. I think I did. But then where would I have lost it? We didn't go under anything, did I? Huh. Guess I'm buying a new net here in a second. On the other hand, this is a crazy deep hole that I'm floating through currently. Well, it's all right. If you hook one. Yep. We definitely need one net. We can't lose that one now. So as you can see, I had lost my musky net, which aren't cheap. Luckily, we still had a net, and you'll have to stick around to see if I can actually find my net again or not. But the thing about filming musky videos is when you're not catching fish, there's really not much to show. Well, unless you lose a net. But on this particular day of fishing, we went over some incredible holes without seeing a single fish. And I'm talking hours and hours of fishing. And then randomly, I see a fish surface and assume it's a gar, only to see a musky nosedive under my kayak.
Yes.
Like a 30-inch muskie. I was literally looking. I was just looking up ahead of me. No, I swear to God. I was looking up in front of me. I saw a wake on the surface. I thought it was a gar. I looked down. There's a muskie swimming towards me and swims underneath my kayak. Like, what was it doing? What is he doing? I told you. Did you see that? I saw the wake. I didn't see the fish. Where'd it go? Which direction was it going? I'm gonna paddle up for a second and just make a few casts. Because I haven't even seen a muskie. Like, that's the first muskie we've seen. It's on you? All right, I'll stop moving. I'll let your thing go through. Was that a different muskie, you think? I mean, the muskie wasn't very big. Okay. So he is feeding, or he's interested. What the hell was it doing, though? Like, what is happening? Why is there a muskie just swimming in circles and eating, like, porpoising on top of the water? Yep, you guys saw it right. I just had a muskie follow, and you're seeing it for the first time with me. I did one turn in the figure 8, saw nothing following, and must have already been looking up to see where to cast next. Turns out I should have kept running that figure 8. Of course, I'm going to blame the off-colored water for my inability to see, but either way, it's a good lesson to learn. I now know that muskie spooked, which explains why I didn't see that fish again after that. But it wasn't too much further down the creek that we again saw a muskie cruising. Really? I wasn't even moving. I was literally sitting in my kayak.
Well, he came from up there.
I literally wasn't even paddling.
He came from like up there, so I don't know if he like saw me and that forced him downstream or what, but...
Oh, there he is right there. Oh. I see him. You ready?
Oh, yeah. That's soft.
That right there is a gar?
Oh, right down there. He's in that area.
Got him. No way, dude. No way. Please stay hooked, dude. Oh, crap. Hold on.
Hold up.
I have to do it. Okay, buddy. You ready?
Yep. Bring him here.
I can pull him. Or he's gonna end up in your kayak. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna get him on this side. Ready? Come on, dude. Please, dude. Get in there.
Let's go!
We caught him. Let's go!
Oh.
I saw him come up and porpoise. I was like, I'm gonna catch this fish. Come here, buddy. Be nice to me for 1 second. You're good. Musky on the fly. Not a giant, but a cool one. So, yeah. Should have probably been Scott's musky, but anyways.
Hey, I'm just glad we got one.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been a grind today.
All right, buddy. You ready? He's ready.
See you, buddy.
See you, buddy.
Let's go.
That's sweet. Now, I mentioned there that it should have been Scott's muskie, and looking back on it, I still feel like I should have given him first shot at the fish after I saw it, just because he did see it first a minute earlier. Granted, he didn't move the fish, it was just cruising, and just a little bit earlier I had seen a muskie that he had casted at, which I had been totally fine with, so I'm not sure why it feels different when the shoe's on the other foot. I honestly just think after 6 or 7 hours of fishing with no muskie to show for it, I felt like I needed to make a quick cast at the muskie while I could see it, because if not, it would disappear forever, which probably wasn't even the case. I don't know. You let me know in the comments below what you think. Either way, I got a little bit of what I felt like was karma for catching that fish at the very end of the day. Hey, hey, Musky, no! Got one, got him, got him. No, are you kidding me?
Get back in, get back in.
I'm stuck on myself now. What the fool? How did that fish come undone?
Did you just move a 40?
I'm 100, no, I hooked, dude, I'm telling you.
No, you physically moved it.
Oh yeah.
That means he was there earlier.
Yep. Dude, he came out of this thing.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Let's see what else is in the fish.
Dude, he ate and I set into him the first time and had him hooked briefly. And then he came back and ate again on the figure eight. That's wild.
He ain't eating again. There might be more.
I lifted him out of the water, but I you know. Oh my gosh.
Dude.
So yeah, not an ideal outcome. I'm still not sure what I have to do to hook a muskie on a figure eight. Well, let me rephrase that. I know what I have to do to hook him, I just struggle to do it in the heat of the moment. After that fish, our day pretty quickly ended as it got dark on us, but it was another fun day on the water with Scott. In fact, we already have plans to fish that creek again next month. Alright guys, what's up? So, basically, yesterday I lost my net somewhere on a float, and this morning I woke up and went back and actually found my musky net. So I was afraid I was going to buy one. Turns out I don't have to buy a new one because I found it. It was kind of where I thought it would be. It got stuck on a log jam when I was trying to get the kayak through it. Anyways, the conditions are awful today, but I'm floating the same section that you saw in one of the creek videos from, I don't know, probably a month ago. Well, I fished it a month ago. The video's probably been out for 2 or 3 weeks now. Conditions are awful. The water's kind of high and off-colored. Not horrible, but just a tad bit off-colored. And I'm just going to run through the upper section where I caught those 2 muskie and just see if I can move something. If I can't, I'm going to leave this creek and go to a different watershed that is has a little bit clearer water and just try that. So, anyways, that's what I'm going to be doing today. 3rd day in a row muskie fishing, and I am beat. So, we'll see how it goes. All right, guys, so if you remember correctly, last time I was here, there's a tree here, and I honestly think it might still be there. So I'm gonna check it real quick, I think. All right, guys, so I just checked. The tree's still there, but I think I can get around it now. So I'm just gonna try to get around it so I don't have to get out of the kayak. It'd be a wonderful, I don't have to drag the kayak, I should say. It'd be wonderful. I think I can squeeze around it on the far side here. Yeah, this log, if you guys remember, used to jet all the way across this. It still kind of does, but a high water event has really moved this log jam. Probably musky here, but I'm just gonna float over it for now. Maybe when I'm coming back up, I'll mess around with it or something. So yeah, I think I can fit along around this far side here. Yeah, I think I could squeeze through this. Come on now. Where I get stuck? Surely not, though. Right? What am I stuck on? Much better. Much better. Alright, cool. Back at it. Guys, you remember the cows from last video? Or last time I was here? That's a bunch of goats. Huh. Cows must be burger now. Now it's goats' turn. That's cool though. I don't see goats much. Cows I see all the time. Goats not so much. Dude, it's looking, no! Did you just see that? I was freaking kayaking and the muskie jumped out of the water. Please come back and eat that. Oh, you kidding me? That is insanity and infuriation. The muskie came in, I was backing up my kayak and my fly was in the water and the fish came out for it. Now I've got so much crap going on. Dang it. God, I hope you guys could see that. I had my fly in the water. I was trying to reposition the kayak and a muskie jumped out of the water for the fly. I've never seen anything like that. Not all the time I've muskie fished. Are you serious? I think I spooked the fish too, unfortunately. Oh, that blows, dude. I hate kayak fishing sometimes. I hate it with a passion. The problem is I probably could still catch the fish, except I spooked it. I mean, I'll fish through the stretch and then come back for him. But that is insanity. I hope the GoPro was sticking up far enough. I probably wasn't because I was sitting down, but basically the fly was in the water and I just lay it like in the water, like a foot off the front of the kayak. And I went to lift the fly out of the water. I lift the fly out of the water, about a 30-inch muskie just literally jumps out of the water trying to eat the fly. I mean, muskie fishing is so dumb because sometimes you go out and you'll fish like after the last couple days and like literally hours without anything, get your tail kicked in beyond belief. And then you come out and have a muskie jump out of the water while you're sitting on the kayak. Makes no sense at all. But I'm gonna keep fishing this stretch of water here and see what I come up with. That's probably a good sign. That fish was clearly pretty active, or it wouldn't have jumped out of the water for the streamer at the kayak. So maybe I'll get lucky and still catch a fish in here, but we'll see. All right, guys, so I fished a pretty decent stretch of this down to a shallow section that goes on for a ways before it gets down to another deep part that's, you know, like a mile down creek. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out of this creek. Water clarity isn't great, which I'm not saying is the end of the world. There's probably gonna be musky fishermen that watch this and they're like, dude, I've caught gigantic muskie in muddy water, and I understand that. I'm not arguing with that. But when I'm fishing these creeks, I just like to see where the deep pockets are and stuff like that. And I'm still not that familiar with this water, so like I'm still learning it. And when you're learning water, fishing off-colored water like this is just really, can be really tough, or just like it kills my confidence. And if I don't have confidence when I'm musky fishing, then it's just not a good deal. And where I had that muskie jump out of the water for my fly up here, I'm gonna refish that. Probably giving it 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna go up here and refish that. And that's the same hole that I caught a muskie out of last time. Couldn't even be the same muskie. I mean, I would think that it wouldn't be, just because of the time of year, but at the same time, like obviously that's just a musky hole. And, you know, even though this kind of looks all kind of monotonous and like all of this should have a muskie in it, if there's anything I've learned from musky fishing, it's that some of these holes are just musky holes. Like you may not see like a rhyme or reason for why it's a good musky hole, but it is a good musky hole. Especially in these creeks, I found that like one hole will produce fish over and over and over and over again, whereas some of these holes rarely, if ever, produce fish. So anyways, I'm gonna shoot on up here, try for that fish one more time, and then get out and probably just move areas and hope I can find a little bit clearer water, or just a different area that I have a little bit more confidence in. So we'll see, man, we'll see. All right, guys, so I'm really lucky in that the wind is actually blowing me up the creek here. So even though that would be annoying if I was going down the creek, since I'm going up the creek, it's actually quite pleasant. So I'm going to try to just let myself naturally drift up this creek here and get into a decent position to cast where this muskie was going. Jumped out of the water for my streamer freaking boat side for no reason. Learned my lesson. This fly ain't sitting in the water unless I am fishing it. The duckies. Oh, I got him. I got one. Oh my gosh, is that the fish? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I was literally right on the bottom. Come on, dude. Oh my gosh. That might be the fish. That's crazy. Oh, come on, dude. Why am I stuck on so much crap? Turn back this way, buddy. Sorry for messing with you. Don't come off, dude. Come on. Come on, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh, got him. Unreal. Gosh, dude, that's sweet, man. I bet that's the fish that jumped out of the water from my fly earlier. Because he wasn't the one that jumped out of the water from my fly wasn't very big either. Honestly. And that fish isn't very big. But it's another creek muskie. Dude, I was dragging this fly really close to the bottom of like right on the bottom of the creek. Like when the fish hit, I set, but I thought I was on the bottom. Turns out I wasn't on the bottom. Just a little ski, baby, just a little ski. Let's go. Yeah, I love creek fishing. It's so fun. All right, guys. So the fly that caught that fish is just a Buford, but it's got some weight in it, like some weighted dumbbell eyes. So I was just kind of dragging the bottom with that fly. And I think that's why this muskie ate. I don't know if he would have been willing to chase something up top, but I didn't see the fish, didn't see anything, just dragging the bottom with that fly. Well, not dragging the bottom, but closer to the bottom. And this fish came out and destroyed it. He's not like a giant, but I didn't have high hopes for today, so to even catch one is pretty incredible. But let's show this fish off real quick. He's just been hanging out in the net. Such a pretty fish, man. There he is. It's a cool muskie. Look at the colors on these fish. They're just so awesome. Teeth's up. That is a cool fish, man. Thanks, buddy. That's awesome. 3 days in a row, 3 muskie. I can't believe it, honestly. I'm surprised that fish ate again. I guarantee you that's the same fish, just because it was in the same general cut. And I mean, there could be more than one fish in here, but usually if there's a fish that's like that active, you can usually catch it if you come back and try to hit it again, especially in areas that aren't super highly pressured. You know, if you're on a big highly pressured river, then that might be more difficult. And I don't know what to do. I might still head to one of the more highly pressured rivers and just mess around because it's closer to home, because I'm quite a ways from home right now and I am exhausted. I'm running on like no sleep, fishing constantly all day, every day. So I think I'm gonna fish this hole up the rest of the way just to make sure there's not some other muskie in here and make sure there wasn't 2 active fish. And then, maybe switch waterways and then try again for another couple hours and get out of here. All right, guys, so I'm on a new river. This is a much larger river, and although the water's pretty high right now, or the current's kind of swift in comparison to what it normally is, the water's clear as crap. As you can see, it's like a bluish hue. This river is way bigger. I mean, this is a much larger river than what I usually fish on a kayak, but I don't know. I've caught so many dinky muskie the last couple days that I feel like I want to at least attempt to catch a bigger muskie if I can. And this is one place that I know I can do it. I don't want to like a 50-incher, because if I had a 50-incher, I'd be in trouble. But I wouldn't mind like a 40-pluser. That would be cool. That's kind of my goal from here on out in this little series, is to find a 40-inch muskie. Because I haven't caught a 40-inch muskie this year, and I know I can if I keep my nose to the ground and keep grinding, but I don't know. It's still hard work, man. geez, that's a huge muskie. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dude, I just moved a 45, 50-inch muskie. I'm gonna switch flies and go back up for that fish. Throw something different. Holy shiitake mushrooms, that's crazy. Okay, let's switch flies and go back up. I am shaking like a freaking leaf, dude. All right, let's try black and orange. Worst case scenario, nothing. Best case scenario, 50-inch muskie. That was such a huge fish, dude. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, he's back, he's back, he's back. Come on, I know you want that black and orange, baby. Oh, freak. Oh my gosh, dude. That is such a big freaking muskie, dude. Okay, now I've moved him two times now. I think he's just sitting kind of deep here. Like, I think this fish is not on the bank. I think he's literally coming off of, like, I'm gonna try something. I think legitimately this fish is coming like off this edge that I'm actually sitting with the kayak in. Cause that time, like the first time he moved, he could have come from anywhere. That time he came from like up. I saw him come up to meet the fly, or her. Holy cow. After that second musky encounter with that giant fish, I didn't see it again. And trust me, I tried. I think I threw about every color of fly I had in my box and a few different variations. I just don't think that fish was all that interested in eating, unfortunately. But that's still the largest muskie I've seen this year by quite a bit, and I'd be interested in knowing how long you guys think that fish was. Either way, that ended out my 3 days of fishing. I believe I fished for a total of 34 hours or something crazy like that and ended up with 4 muskie to show for it. But the experience I gained from those 3 days of fishing is worth its weight in gold. So shout out to Beau from Native's Fly Shop for putting on this awesome weekend of fishing, to Frank for letting me on his jet boat again, to Elliot for the good conversations and musky tips, and to Scott for grinding it out on the creek with me again. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next musky hunt episode.